What up? 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 What up?
I want you to know he's only doing this because I was prepared for the what up world 3-time maximum. So he decided to go on. That's all right. He acting crazy.
That is not true.
It's Gemini season.
That is not true at all. What up, world? It's your boy Bonnet.
And Ray.
And we are back with another episode of A-440 Radio here on WDRB Media, the voice of the community. And the only station.
Only station.
Giving you double the inspiration.
Double?
Double. And information.
Oh.
Yeah, man.
Inspiration and information.
Yep.
Okay.
And of course, we always got to tell you, ask you, plead with you. I don't even want to plead with y'all, but go to ayleemusic.com, get the music, buy the discographies, all that stuff. And if you need to try it before you buy it, make sure you go to your Spotify's, your Apple Musics, any of your streaming sites. Search for A.Y.Space Get the music. It is hot. You ain't got to take my word for it. Tell a friend to tell a friend. You know what I'm saying? Turn them on. Put them on to that heat. You know what I mean? Yeah. And, of course, we always got to shout out our sponsors. Back to Health Chiropractic Medical Center, serving the Triangle for over 20 years with chiropractic, functional nutrition, DOT exams. 2 locations to serve you. 6224 Fayetteville Road, Suite 106B in Durham, and 1708 Traywick Road, Suite 205 in Raleigh. 1 number for both locations to book your appointment. That number is 919-544-8881.
And Blackbird Media, a comprehensive digital and graphics company providing highly specialized marketing plans for their clients.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, man.
And you know, the topic for today.
Oh, Lord.
You know, Ray was like, I'm only doing this. He's only doing this because I was prepared for the 3 What Up worlds, and he extended it.
What up, what up, what up, what up, what up, what up, what up,
right.
For the whole entire length of the show.
So, you know, that kind of builds into our topic.
I was expecting...
Great expectations. Her expectation was that I was going to do it this way.
Right. So he
But
purposely...
instead, I did it another way.
He purposely was being difficult.
No, there is a method to my madness.
To prove and transition into our show topic.
You ain't even know that's why I was doing that, did you?
Until just now.
Method
20 seconds ago, I was like, wait a minute.
Method
now I
to
see
my madness, people. Great expectations.
Yes.
All right, where's the topic coming from? This topic is coming from a couple weeks ago. Yeah, a couple weeks ago, we kind of touched base on the FPS thing, the focus.
The focus, priority or prioritizing, and sacrifice. And
in that, you know, I discussed a few things.
Such as?
You know, the whole Star Wars Jar Jar Binks theory, Darth Jar Jar theory, the Sonic the Hedgehog thing, and I forget what the third one was. But go to our YouTube.
Listen to them archived.
Yeah, man, you know what I'm saying?
Episodes?
Yeah, Bionic, Mr. A-440. Just search for it, you know what I'm saying? You can listen to it for yourself. But basically, on that, I kind of touched base on this a little bit. And then recently, you know, we had the whole Game of Thrones, not just season finale.
Like,
the series finale.
It's over, y'all.
You know what I mean? And
yeah,
it's just so crazy that
the feedback that's been coming in.
Correct.
About it.
Right. You know what I mean? And it's just it's crazy because this season, a lot of people have been disappointed, right?
I mean, I think some of that disappointment started last season.
Some of it started last season. And the thing is like, it ain't that serious. Well, nothing is ever
First of all,
serious.
I think you better be careful. And
I don't care.
And be sure that we can't be located because some of these diehards are coming after you.
Hey, they can come after me. I am a Game of Thrones fan. I'm not one of these oh, y'all's little dragon show, blah, blah. I'm not one of them people.
That means
I am
out.
I am, because we know somebody that would have made that
I'm sorry,
post.
your little dragon show ended.
Right. We know somebody that actually would have made that post. Like he just be mad at everything for no reason. But you know, like, I've been trying to tell people for a while now, like, you need to change the reason why you're so upset, or the reason why you're disgruntled, or the reason why certain things, you feel the way you feel about certain things, is because you set your expectations. And I feel at this point right now, where we are at as people, as society, if you are not the figurehead, if you're not the pivot point, if you are not the creator of something, you need to modify what your expectations are. Now,
no, that's not the only thing.
What?
You offline, when we talk about this, very briefly, so that the show could be fresh, you said that there's a problem with expectations in general.
Yeah, I mean, in general,
that's
yes.
different from what you just said.
Think about what I just said.
Right.
If you're not the pivot point,
right.
If you're not the head, if you're not the creator.
How many oftentimes are we not?
Exactly. And so what I'm saying is, it's like, okay, you want to go on vacation. You want to go to the beach.
Immediately.
Now.
Yeah.
If you get ready to go to the beach, what are your expectations?
Now I'm going to get in the car and drive to the dang on beach.
Boom. And when you do that, how does that generally turn out for you?
It doesn't, because I usually don't get in the car and drive to the doggone beach.
Okay, thank you for not proving my point. But no, seriously, like, okay, like, I've been doing a little traveling lately, and you know, folks have been asking me, like, well, did you enjoy yourself? Did you have fun? Blah, blah, blah. And my thing is like, yo, I didn't have expectations.
You literally say that.
Like, I went to go. That's the only thing I expect, is to get there, right? So once I get there, things happen. I'm rolling the dice. I'm knocking down the first domino. And with other childlike game references I want to make, I'm playing the game of life, you know? Anyway, but seriously, I get there. Like, my only expectations.
Sorry, you didn't hear that part. I asked him if he drew 4. Anyways.
But you know, my only expectation is to get there.
Okay.
And once I get there, then I can move on. I can govern myself accordingly and make the moves I need to make. Okay. I'm never disappointed. Why? Because I didn't have any plans outside of, hey, I'm going for this event. Hey, I'm going to be in this city. And I could sit around the house. You know what I'm saying? I can go to the mall. I can go to the beach. I can go to a party. I can do whatever. I can eat and get fat. You know what I mean? Like, I had no expectations. Thus, I am not disappointed. I'm not mad. You know what I mean? And I you know, like, I saw this whole thing coming with Game of Thrones.
Okay.
From a mile away. And I posted a couple.
What you mean with this whole thing? You mean this whole outrage?
Yeah, like, I think I called it, like, the second week.
That people aren't going to be happy with
I was like, yeah, people going to be upset about this whole season because it's not going to go the way they wanted to go, because they've been riding for 8 years, 10 years, however long it's been. And they feel that this is this and this is this and this is this. And one of my things has always been, y'all are mad at these writers and not the guy that started the thing and left y'all hanging high and dry.
But did he leave them hanging high and dry?
He didn't finish writing the book. His last book was 2011.
Okay, so he decided not to write.
He started it in 96. Y'all are mad at somebody that picked up somebody else's saved game instead of being mad at the original person.
He did the original. He got 6 volumes out.
But he didn't finish. No, he's not done. Like,
he didn't feel like it.
Exactly.
That's not his fault.
But somebody else, that is his fault.
That is not.
You finish what you start.
He finished it for his liking at that point.
He stopped for whatever the reason may be. And thus, now granted, somebody was like, well, they knew that when they made the show. You're 100% right. But now when they got to complete it, somebody else has to pick up the reins. You know what I mean? And so...
Or not. Why didn't they wait?
Great question.
Because they waited a whole year to give you this last season.
Because they still had, but, contract issues, whatever. We don't know that.
They could have waited.
But, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know what? We're going to continue with this. You know what I'm saying? After the break.
I promise he has a point. He will get there.
Maybe I do. Maybe I don't. Maybe this is a rant episode. Or maybe it's an episode to help you grow. And just, you know what I'm saying, like, understand.
I'm going to come up with technology that's going to help audiences see who listen on the radio my rolled eyes.
Okay. Well, hey, you're listening to A-440 Radio here on WDRB Media, the voice of the community.
We'll be back.
Yep.
Welcome back to WDRB Media, the voice of the community, and to our audience streaming live through the free TuneIn Radio app and through iHeartRadio. You are listening to
the A-440 Radio Show.
And you are host
Bionic.
And I am host Ray. And we're so happy to hear you and see you. And
even though we can't hear you and see you. But while we on that, you know, if you like that song that you just heard.
I like that song. That's
Hey,
classic
yeah, man.
Bionic.
Yeah, man, you gotta play it
Classic
cool.
A.Y. Lee.
Yeah, you gotta play it cool, you know what I'm saying?
Classic.
Play it cool with your expectations. So if you like that,
But you would only know that if you were a veteran listener. So go be
Right.
a veteran listener.
yeah, go on ayleemusic.com.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Get the music, get the discographies and stuff. That joint right there is on No More Mr. Nice Guy. And it's on Slacker Reloaded. Slacker Reloaded is a mixture of that and some other stuff. So I would recommend Slacker Reloaded.
Classic A.Y. Lee.
And if you want to stream it, A.Y.space LEE.
It's on the spots.
Tell a friend to tell a friend.
It's on the spots.
Get them. And there's a music video for that joint too.
What?
So yeah, you gotta hit the YouTube page.
You gotta
You know
tell
what I'm
A.Y.
saying?
Lee. He doing it, yo.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Bionic, Mr. A-440, hit the
Yeah.
YouTube page for that. So,
Sure.
now what was you saying about expectations?
What was I saying?
You said something about like expectations are necessary or something.
Okay. I think that there is a place for expectations. And I also believe that there are different types of expectations. Now,
Expectations.
what we do also seem to do though is that we place, like, we'll give like a blanket expectation, but we won't put work behind it. So just like the whole saying, you know, faith without works
is dead.
is dead.
Right.
Same thing with expectations. I can't say that I expect to get up and have a productive day tomorrow if I don't put in the work ahead of time. So for example, go upstairs, write my agenda, make sure I get up on time, make sure my clothes are laid out so that my time management will be on point for the day to set the day off, that I don't have my, you know, my food prepped and all that. So I think we blindly say expectations, but we don't put in the proper work. At the same time, I think that expectations are important because what's the difference between expectations, self-fulfilling prophecies, and manifestations? What about the law of attraction? What about the art of manifesting things for yourself?
Well, there are desires, but a desire is not an expectation.
No,
And
I agree
now-
with that.
now, hold
It's
on.
not.
To what you were just saying.
Yeah.
You know, you were like, you have to put forth some work on your expectation, right?
Right.
What did I say earlier? You gotta, if you're not the pivot point, if you're not the head, like for example, if a guy asks you out on a date, right? And he's like,
it doesn't happen, yo. Go ahead.
That's why I said if. I didn't say when.
See?
But
I bind you. I bind you, devil.
anyway, so like if a guy asks you out on a date, you know, should you expect him to be on time? Should you expect him to pay for the meal or whatever?
Not necessarily.
Exactly. We're in 2019. Like, it would be nice if, but you're not the pivot person. You can't call or make those shots happen or work. Now, yeah, you can open your mouth and say, hey, look, I'm not going nowhere if I'm paying for it because I can sit at home and eat for free. So if I go waste my time, blah, 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 you know, you can play that role
or
if
I
you
can
want
just
to.
be reasonable and say, hey, where would you like to go? And do you want
Right.
to go Dutch?
Right.
And just be upfront about it.
Again, right. So then, you know what I'm saying? Everything is laid out. But like I said, like expecting, you know, like I can't expect everybody to have home training. Like when I go out and like people are rude or mean or nasty or whatever, it's like you would expect folk to have home training, but everybody ain't got home training, so stop expecting it. You feel what I'm saying?
So I don't know if you know this,
I don't.
but Psychology Today has a whole science on the science of expectations.
Why did this not come across my desk prior to this show?
Oh, I don't know. Maybe because a lot of things that you say on the air don't come across my desk until we're in front of the mic, which is your office in the show.
That's because I be freestyling.
Right.
son.
I don't like to freestyle when we get on the air. But so, yeah, there's a whole science behind it.
I mean,
And
because it is a science.
it is. So therefore, if it's a science, that must mean that there's some type of relevancy to the purpose of an expectation.
Right, which is what I've been saying. Set your expectations based on what you can control, based on you being the controlling factor of. You know what I'm saying? Like,
But
Like,
that's not all you said. You also said that we shouldn't have expectations.
you shouldn't have expectations when you're not the person making the call.
Okay.
You feel what I'm saying? That's essentially what it is.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Like there was a few memes I posted, like I said, in preparation for this finale.
Right.
You know what I mean? Where like I started it off. Note to self: stop expecting.
Right.
Sit back. Basically, sit back, see what's given,
And just see what's given.
and take it in the moment.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Everybody, like, you know, and we argue about this. I'm a live in the moment type person. I don't take a lot of pictures.
Yeah.
I don't take a lot of video.
No.
Like, once it happens, it happens. It was a fleeting moment.
Right.
I have the memory. Or
Right.
maybe I don't, because maybe I forgot, you know, whatever. But at the end of the day, you know what I'm saying? Like, hey, look, note to self, stop expecting, right?
All right.
Oftentimes we create our own heartbreaks through expectation.
But let me tell you, so let me clarify that.
Okay.
When we're creating our heartbreaks through expectations, is because they weren't properly set expectations. So for example, I can't say, I'm gonna go and I'm gonna meet a guy and I'm gonna be married in a year and stay in the house.
Yes, you can. That's what Tinder's for. Plenty of
You
fish.
still have to go out after the initial.
I don't know about that,
connect.
because there's a whole bunch of catfishing folk that is killing the game right now, and I don't understand. Like, there's a society of catfishing folks that don't do video chats or nothing, and fall madly in love and be ready to commit. But I feel where you're going. But there's an exception to every rule. But yeah, you know.
Realistic expectations are not the same as unrealistic expectations.
But a realistic expectation is something that you have control over.
Yes.
So like with creatives, it's like you say, hey, I'm going to create this work. So your expectation is I will finish this work. Now, I want this work to win an award or this, that, and the third. Well, that's a dream. That is a goal. That's not necessarily an expectation.
It shouldn't be an expectation
if it's not
that's unrealistic.
if it's not something that you haven't already accomplished. Now, if you have somebody like a Jay-Z, a Beyonce, you know, some Academy Award winner, some Emmy nominated, blah, 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 like those folk at that point can expect it.
I don't agree with that. Because just because you won it before doesn't mean that the quality of your work
True.
will stay on par for that. And just because you won it doesn't necessarily mean that body of work wasn't garbage and that they just decided not to give it to you. How many Grammys, how many awards have certain songs gotten that we kind of all go, what was that?
Right. I mean, and I'm with you on that. You know what I'm saying?
So,
like, people need to understand, like, disappointment is just the action of your brain readjusting itself to reality after you discover things aren't the way they are. Like, you expected this, and now you're disappointed. Your brain is readjusting and recalculating and saying, hey, fool, hey.
that's a decent one.
Hey.
That's a decent one.
You know what I'm saying?
What's this one?
Then, you know, this is me a lot of times, and I still need to work on this a little bit because, you know, I'm not really a people person. I don't really like people like that.
Right.
But I'm done getting mad just to learn. I just got to learn to expect the lowest from people, even the ones I expect the highest from. And it sounds bad. It sounds bad. But at the same time, it's like, yo, I have certain friends that have let me down in the past. And at that point, it's not that they're no longer my friends. It's that I know, okay, this is how they are. This is who they are. So if this particular situation is coming up, I know, hey, their track record has spoken for them. I know not to expect XYZ. If they do it, it's a cherry on top. But I'm not really expecting it based on their track record. So again, I'm not getting mad at
that argument is that one, people change, and when someone is trying to change their past behaviors, putting their past behaviors in their face and or making it their consistent is sometimes extremely detrimental.
Right.
Like, do you understand how hard it is to change a behavior? Like, it's hard.
Right.
It's difficult.
But the thing is number one, we don't know if those people want to change that behavior. Number two, we can't expect those people to change that behavior.
But these are your friends, so you should have a baseline as to
people are themselves. Again, and my baseline is their track record. If they decide to change and it gets better, cool. If they don't, we're still friends.
Okay, but how many times in the middle of a change do people still fall off?
Right. But again, my expectation is low, and if they exceed it, that's awesome.
What about rising to expectations?
Nobody can rise to my expectations. And finally, from the man himself, Stephen Hawking, my expectations were reduced to 0 when I was 21, and everything else since has been a bonus. Which basically means you're given a gift every single day of your life when you don't have expectations.
I don't know if I can rock with that one.
I mean, it's all good. You ain't got to. I do.
I mean, that's fine, but I'm just letting the audience know that we're not on one accord when it comes to that.
But we got to wrap it on up because this thing coming to
over.
an end. Right. But at the end of the day,
I expected the show to last longer.
But the reality is,
it's
a wrap now.
It's a wrap.
So, that's just my thought on expectations. Hit us up on our Instagram, Messenger, all that, A440.radio. Give us your feedback if you got memes, if you got thoughts. Hit us up, man. You know what I mean? And we will listen. We might do a follow-up or something. I'm not sure. Yeah, so that's it.
That's it.
7 p.m. each and every Tuesday night. And you know what I always say.
What do you always say?
I say, life is too short. Say what you mean what you say. Learn who you are, be confident in what you want. Stop wasting folk time, give people a choice, and move accordingly.
With no expectations.
And we
the scene, they be grilling me like foreman. They be grilling me like foreman. My girls walk as mean, so they grilling me like foreman. Yeah, they grilling me like foreman. I'm so fresh, so clean. They grilling me like foreman. Grilling me like foreman. Grilling me like foreman. I got that lean, my swagger mean, and they grilling me like foreman. Grilling me like foreman. Grilling me like foreman. When I spend time on the grind, you sit back smoking and crying. You building your wish list. I got chicks I dismiss. I got the things you want. Hey, I'm the man that you wanna be. Work like an hourly when you can set your own salary. Why you mad at me? Oh, you honor chicks on my arm. Well, let me introduce you. It won't do me no harm. Me, Vanessa, Krista, Tisha, Melissa, Shelby, and Krista. I hear you sniffling, Playboy. You need a tissue. Get right or get left. Climb up or stay bottom shelf. Yeah, I'm no prototype. You might wanna remind yourself. You green with envy? Nah, that ain't cool. The only green we like is them dollars. When I step up on the scene, they be grilling me like foreman. They be grilling me like foreman. My girls walk as mean, so they grilling me like foreman. Yeah, they grilling me like foreman. I'm so fresh, so clean. They grilling me like foreman. Grilling me like foreman. Grilling me like foreman. I got that lean, my swagger mean, and they grilling me like foreman. Grilling me like foreman. Grilling me like foreman. You don't see what she's seeing me, so let's agree to disagree. She ain't in all the pageantry, so I don't need my name on the marquee, but you sleep. I can hear you snoring, I'm the Energizer Bunny. I just keep going and going, you slowing and owing. My money flowing, so I flow on and so on. You thought it'd be one way, but you were so wrong. Ain't you glad you ain't make that bet? Cause I know you love the flex, so when it came time to collect, I know you'd be real upset. Your heart on frost, your grill icy. You will respect me, I don't need you to like me. Now if you excuse me, I got fantasies to fulfill. Feel free to hate on me, oh I know you will. When I step up on the scene, they be grilling me like foreman. They be grilling me like foreman. My girls walk as mean, so they grilling me like foreman. Yeah, they grilling me like foreman. I'm so fresh, so clean. They grilling me like foreman. Grilling me like foreman. Grilling me like foreman. I got that lean, my swagger mean, and they grilling me like foreman. Grilling me like foreman. Grilling me like foreman. Yeah.